I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stump The Guru Show. My name is Ari Galper, and hope you're all doing well from all over the world. Those who are chiming in live right now to ask me questions in the waiting room, and those on the podcast at Stump The Guru that you can get on Spotify or wherever else you listen to podcasts. But my name is Ari Galper. I specialize in trust-based selling. For 25 years, I've been niche in this one area that helps businesses that are mostly small, low volume, high margin models, chasing opportunities, still what are the old way of sales in terms of prospecting and the numbers game, how to flip that model upside down so you can catch up with the times and be able to connect with people deeply, build trust quickly. We have talked to thousands of people over the years who have had challenges with how to sell, and we've built a new model, and this is the chance to see it live and ask me a question. Just to let you know, if you don't know, we just launched our brand new book called Trust in a Split Second, and it's very exciting. It's got some new insights in there to help you make a breakthrough on how you grow your sales process. To grab a copy, go to my website, unlockthegame.com. It goes along with a consultation, either myself or my team, to talk it through with you and get some ideas and brainstorm with you some thoughts about your situation as well. So unlockthegame.com, get a copy there, and you were the first to get your hands on that. Got a few more books in the works as well, and a lot happening over here. So if your livelihood depends on your ability to land a new client, and you feel like they're slipping through your fingers, you're chasing quite a few people, you have say 5 new leads a month, and you only convert 1, and you need 2 more to have an amazing year, 2 times 12 is 24, then you need to be here. And you need to get my book as soon as possible and begin to change your thinking about how to shift your mindset and metaphor from advisor, consultant, dispenser of information to doctor. That's our whole framework that we talk about in our model. But grab yourself a copy of Trust in a Split Second at unlockthegame.com. All right, so we have a few people in the background waiting to ask me a question, and what the theme today, I believe, is how do you recover lost prospects? You know them well, I'm sure. You met with them, great meetings with opportunities, good chemistry, all's going well. They say, I want to think about it, or they're interested, and you felt like it was a great meeting from your perspective, and you called them back, and they disappear on you, or you don't hear back from them, or you email them, and they've ghosted you. So the only way what most people do is they call and they chase the person. They say, hey, how's it going? Can we get together again? What are your thoughts on the proposal, the plan? And the challenge with that is that you're focusing the whole follow-up process on the next step. And that's towards a solution. Now, we teach a problem-centric approach where you don't discuss your solution or chase the solution. Instead, you re-engage and anchor these people around the original problem that came to you for in the first place. So you go backwards, not forwards, which I know sounds so contrarian. Welcome to my world. But the way you re-engage a lost prospect is you got to remember what they came to you for in the first place. What was their core problem they want to solve? Once you have that in your mind, then you can pick up the phone or reach out to them on email, however you want to do it. And here's the language for this. It kind of goes like this. Hi, Julie. It's Ari here. Hope you're doing well. I know we had a chat a couple months ago about X, Y, and Z. You kind of lay out the problem again about your concerns related to blah, 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 whatever it might be. You plug in the rest. I'm thinking about our conversation, and I recall that you're concerned about X, Y, and Z. I'm just curious if that is still a concern for you. That's like the doctor calling to say, how's the shoulder going? Not, are you taking the medicine? You see the difference there? You're anchoring their re-engagement around their issues and problems, not trying to move them forward to solve it. That helps you re-engage them around their issues, builds trust with them, and sets the impression and tone that you care about them, which hopefully you do. And that's how you re-engage. In a quick nutshell, Obviously, we have a lot of work around this in terms of languaging for emails, communication through LinkedIn that we do and customize each business. But that's a general sense of how to do that without coming across and perceived as chasing someone. On that note, we'll bring in Steve. And Steve, let us know who's behind the scenes there, who wants to come on in.
All righty. Happy New Year, everybody. Here we're starting all over again. It's January, and we're back at it. I'm going to bring Ken Hickey on, and Ken's going to tell us a little bit about himself for the audience and then what his question is.
Hi, Ari. Good to see you again. I'm Kent Hickey. I'm a financial planner working with business owners who are primarily in the tech industry and receive significant stock compensation. So that's a little bit about my business. Question I have for you, Ari, is as you're going through the process of determining what a prospect's issues are and what their primary concerns are, how do you get to the point where you can dig down on those issues without scaring them off and at the same time building that trust?
Sure. That's a great question. There's a lot of art to how you do that. Obviously, you don't want to scare them away and make them so fearful they don't want to do anything. And the way you do that is you almost hold their hand through discovering what their true issues are. And that goes through using languaging that helps them feel comfortable opening up to you and going in that space that they haven't gone to with anybody else. Because the point here is to create what I call a moment of vulnerability, where they're comfortable opening up to you and telling you everything, not just what they want to tell you up front to check you out. So some phrases might be something like this. Have you considered the impact of that situation? Have you thought about this? Consider the impact of that. Has it ever entered your mind what the possibilities are if you don't take care of this? Have you ever considered what could happen if you don't do that? You see, as opposed to saying, hey, if you don't do that, you're going to run out of money before you die. You don't want to create fear. What you want to do is help them articulate the impact of their problem. Okay. So they are going through their own self-discovery with you. You're only guiding them. And so they come to the conclusion that their situation is urgent, important, and it's a now problem, not a next year problem. That's a nice phrase to ask someone to down that iceberg, where you can say to them, is this a now issue you want to solve? Or is this a next year problem you want to solve?
Okay. All right.
You see how that kind of drills down? What do you think?
I think that's perfect. Yeah. Helping them uncover their own issues and allowing them to figure it out kind of with us as the guide.
You're a facilitator.
Yeah.
Right? So you're helping them go through almost a journey of self-discovery in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Where they came to you for X, it turns out Y was the real issue they hadn't told you yet.
Right.
Because they hadn't trusted you yet. Hence why it's your responsibility to guide them down that iceberg path that we teach to get them comfortable realizing you're the doctor, not the salesperson.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, Ken. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thanks.
Okay, welcome back to Stump The Guru Show. If you're listening, calling in from around the world, hope you're enjoying the show. We are live. This is unprepared without a net. That's why it's called Stump The Guru. And we welcome anyone who wants to anytime to come on in. Just go to stumptheguru.com. Click that link. You'll get right in the room and ask me a question, whatever you like. Doesn't matter how complex it is, how simple it is. Anything you have right now, any opportunity that you're not converting, any lead you're confused about, or if you're not converting 100% of everyone who's qualified coming your way, you got a problem you got to work on. And it's not hard to expect that result as long as you're focused on a different approach that's problem-centric, the way we do it. All right, so who else do we have, Steve, back there?
All righty. Up next, I'm going to bring on Joshua Reeves, and he's going to do the same thing as Kent. Let us know about him and his universe and his question for you.
Hey, Ari. Thank you so much. I've been following your stuff ever since my first job at the bank back in 2003.
Wow.
But you know, since then I've left the financial world, and I'm a web developer focusing on complex integrations, optimization, and conversions. So My biggest problem is probably myself, honestly. I'm trying to upgrade my clientele, my client base. I'm going to the next 3 pricing brackets. So there's going to be some cold outreach involved, and I have 3 main concerns. The first one is the whole. I've always gotten the, well, you called me, and then they immediately switch into, well, I'm the one in the power right now. So really, I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to go my way. And then the second thing is, in my industry, when I'm doing agency partnership calls, agencies will call me on and start asking me how I would solve certain problems. And then I say, oh, well, that's what the money is for. But, I don't say it like that. And then the third one is, like, honestly, at my pricing level, I do want to be seen as the expert. So how do I bridge the gap from, like, hey, I'm coming out of nowhere, this is a cold email or a cold call, and yet you have to follow what I'm saying if you want things to work.
All right. So if you're in a high margin business, low volume, right? Which I think you're talking about.
Yes.
A couple clients a month at your fee might be a great month, right?
Great. It would be fantastic.
Okay. That's doable as long as you change your thinking out of outbound mode. What you have to do is shift to, how do I create an inbound demand creation where I'm positioned as the expert and they're coming to me? Okay, so if you're in a high volume, low margin model, you need to sell a lot of small price point items, fine. You can play the numbers game, but you don't have the effort, you don't have the time and energy to be calling somebody who's not accepting of your conversation. So what you need to do is reverse engineer this, meaning start with, who's your ideal client? Who is your ideal client?
Well, on the one end, it's an agency that has a lot of high-end clients.
It's a middleman, not the client themselves.
Well, and then the other side is precast concrete builders and suppliers.
Okay, stop right there. So the agency model was going through a channel, going through 2 hops. Got to go through the agency, then the client. Skip that for now. First, crack the code on how to get a direct client without a middleman. It's a lot easier, believe it or not. And the beautiful thing about you is you already have a niche, it sounds like, this concrete construction niche, which is amazing. Because the more narrow space you have, the more you can become what I call a category of 1. So what you need to do, Joshua, is we need to not market yourself or your services, but we need to market the specific problems and issues that concrete guys or gals struggle with in their business. Because the problems themselves will become the magnet where they'll come to you as the expert. Now it sounds so contrarian because you were thinking my job is to sell my service and sell me. No, your job is to sell the problems for them to go, oh, I've got that issue. I've got that issue. I've got that issue. Oh, and he's an expert in that issue? Oh, and he's in my industry? Well, I should go talk to him. That's the psychology what has to turn in their mind to do that. That's like phase 1. And we can talk more privately about the rest of this. But I want you to start thinking about how to realign these ducks in a row so we can create a model where they're coming to you on a silver platter, on like a conveyor belt. Because all we need is a couple a month to have an amazing year, right?
Right.
Well, they're already in a pond somewhere that someone else has already collected. So hopefully that gets you started thinking a little differently.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Finding the pain and then selling the relief.
Well, you don't have to find the pain, Joshua. You already know what the problems are, don't you? You know what issues they struggle with in their business that you can help them solve. I would assume you would know that already to some extent.
Sure.
Of course. So you're not fishing for the problems. That's the old model. What problems do you have? No. You're going to enter the process already knowing what their core problems are, which in most cases you have in the back of your mind. So we'll work on refining that over time, but that's what we're thinking about this, okay?
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
All right, Joshua. Thanks a lot. Okay, we are back to Stump The Guru Show. All kinds of interesting questions, from how to re-engage folks, how to go deeper in the conversation, how to go to a new market without selling, promoting, pitching yourself. This is very contrarian to most marketing sales conversations, which are all about how do we market our business? How do we sell ourselves? How do we sell our solutions? Answer is you don't. You market the problems that your clients have to your niche areas, to your market. You use the problems to fish them back out to you. If you want to learn more about how we do that, we have a unique way of doing that. Just go to unlockthegame.com, grab a consultation for free, or grab our latest book and have a chat, and you'll learn more about this concept. And I'll tell you, the nice thing about it is it's contrarian and unconventional, and that's why it works, because no one else is doing it. All right? So, Steve, who else do we have back there?
All righty. Up next, I'm going to bring one of our favorite closers of all time, Sam. I'm not going to tell you what to do, my man, because I know you already know this.
Thank you, Steve. Ari, that was really good information and insights, actually, you gave that last gentleman. And I've got a similar question. Sure. I'm involved in the productivity space where I help business owners remove the roadblocks from enabling them to have more time. Yeah. And I had a revelation recently, and I do this part-time. But when I actually, every time I'm in front of a group of people doing a presentation, and I'm talking every time, I always get either an appointment on my Zoom or I get a client. In fact, 90% of the time, I actually get clients from that. So my revelation was that knowing that all my clients come from that, how do I get more introduction to do presentations? And typically these are network groups, or they're like, Chamber of Commerce's, or there's a lot of different associations out there that hold these like meetings for business owners. So my client is a business owner, but my channel to get through is always the coordinator of speakers or something like that. So I've been following your material for a long time, and I know the ideal scenario is to become a trusted authority, develop a trust asset. But I'm looking for some quick ways that I can, because I only want to do this part-time. One client every now and then is enough for me. What would you suggest in that scenario?
Do you have your own list? Do you have your own list and database of people around this topic that you already have collected over time? That you can... No. Problem number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you don't have your own asset, which is a client group of people, you have to go knock on doors and borrow someone else's asset.
Right.
They spent the money already and the energy to collect your ideal clients into a pond. Mm-hmm. So it's a big ask to say, hey, can I speak to your clients? Now, every speaker in the world does this. They're quoting the speaking business, which really isn't the business, it's just a medium. But I want you to just start seeing the big picture here, is that that's the path of most resistance, saying, can I speak to your group? What I'd rather do, reframe the question to, Ari, how can I quickly create my own pond of people in business who have an interest in productivity that I can collect quickly to do a talk to, whether a webinar or an event of some sort, and get, say, 20 people into a room. Myself. I always like the idea of being self-independent and self-sufficient. I don't like going through middlemen or middle people. I don't like to ask permission. May I knock on a door? Oh, can I be a speaker? Oh, how about me? I don't like that positioning at all. I think you're better off thinking, how can I come into the market as the expert already? How can I create my own list of people? And it goes back to the previous conversation. Where are the top 10 to 15 issues that you believe you solve for your market that they're having? What can we do to create some kind of bait or asset to as a free offer to have them come in your database? And then from there, invite them to an event. All you need is 15, 20 people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't need 500. I mean, that'd be nice, but I wouldn't wait around for the moment you get a phone call. So, hey, we're looking for a speaker. Can you come along next month? Sure. Like, it doesn't happen. It never happened to me. Like, every once in a while, but I couldn't be here right now if I waited for that phone call. It just never happens. Then on the other side, you're knocking on doors like, hey, can I speak? Can I speak? You see how it's sort of like the path of most resistance?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
If we had more time, I'd help you architect a quick model to generate your own leads that go into your own database. That's step one. Step two is invite them to an event. And then you have your own funnel that feeds your own events without anybody else.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess I got, seduced into the trap because when I do manage to speak to someone and it's a networker or BNI meeting, I always get a green light. So my thought is, well, just do more of that. But you're right.
Well, then the answer is do more of that. If that's working for you, Sam, keep doing it.
Yeah. Well,
what?
It's not working as well as I'd like it to do.
Oh, okay. It's not working as well. Hence my original moments with you, why it's not working well. Okay, so you got to separate yourself from what works well and consistently and what works randomly.
Yeah.
It's easy to get seduced to, it worked once, it worked twice. Well, it should work again. That's not a proven system, Sam. So anyways, you've got to build a model that's predictable, that feeds you every month consistently without going through someone else. If you're listening to this call and you have a business like this dependent on someone else, you're at risk. Because they can pull a plug whenever they want. All right, Sam?
No, perfect, Ari. I think the big thing I take away from that is forget middleman, go direct.
Always feed yourself first, like on the airplane, put the mask on first, and then you can do the rest later. Okay, Sam?
Beautiful. Thank you, Ari.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I think we have time for one more. Is there anyone else back there, Steve?
Let me see. Jerry might be on. Let me see if his camera pops on. If Jerry's camera pops on, we've got one more.
No problem.
See a minute here.
No problem. I hope you're all enjoying the show so far. We always get live questions like this that come from left field, right field. We don't know what's coming, but you'll see there's a frame in which I use to answer all these questions around trust, around path of least resistance, around less steps, around trust. So if you want to learn more, we just launched our new book called Trust a Split Second. It's not available on Amazon, only available on unlockthegame.com. So grab a copy there and we can have a chat.
It looks like Jerry's not coming on, so I'll let you close it out, my man, and we'll keep on rolling.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming to the show, everyone. Hope you enjoy the podcast. And if you want to join the show next time, just go to unlockthegame.com/podcast. There's a form there. Fill it out to be selected to be on here to ask me a live question. If you want to have a chat with us directly, grab our book on the website or the consultation, unlockthegame.com. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining and thanks for coming.
I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.